also going to use this battery conductancy and electrical systems analyzer. Basically, in like layman's terms, it's just a battery test. It's going to tell you if you need to get a new one or not. But it'll read your volts, your cranking amps, and yeah, that's what's going to read. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so first things first, we're going to show you how to test the battery. So you want to take your positive end of your battery tester, put it on your positive, take your negative, put it on your negative, you know the basics. It's going to come on. We're going to go to menu. We're going to perform test. So we can go ahead, enter. It says I'll wiggle the clamp, so we'll do that. Okay, so obviously this battery is out of the vehicle, so we're going to go down to out of vehicle. Obviously we're not on motorcycle or boat or lawn and garden crap. This is a Group 31 battery. Normally they'll have it'll actually show it on the battery. It'll say Group 31 battery. So we're going to hit Group 31. And this is a regular flooded battery. We're going to do the cold cranking amps, and it's going to ask for the rating. You can go up and down with it. This one is a 700. So we're going to go down here. We're going to go to 700. Hit enter. It's going to test the battery. So obviously it says we need to replace the batteries. The volts are a little low. It's measuring 90 cold cranking amps. So if you want to, you can print it out, and it'll print out something like this. And it basically just gives you a bunch of information about the battery. You know, what type it is, where's it being tested at, what kind of battery it is. It's going to give you the volts and what it's measured and what the rating is set. So yeah, that's pretty much how we test the battery with this type of device. So let's go on to the parasitic load test. What's going on, guys? Alright, so like I said, we're going to show you the parasitic load test. So the tool that we're going to use today is a voltmeter. Alright, so basically the way we want to set up the vehicle for this test is we want to make sure both of our negative battery cables are undone. As you see, I've done it already on this side. So after we get to that point, we want to set up our meter for it. So we're gonna move it to milliamps. We're gonna take our test lead, because normally when we measure volts and like resistance and ohms and stuff like that, we'll have them set like this. So we're gonna unplug this and we're gonna put it right into our milliamps. We're gonna turn our meter and set it to milliamps. It is always good to, as a precaution, to test it first on your 20 amps and have it plugged in there, just to make sure it doesn't, you know, blow a fuse in your meter, because sometimes that can happen. So we'll have it set to milliamps, because we've already tested that on the 20 amps and it's low enough, so we'll be fine. So what you're going to do is you want to take your negative test lead, you want to put it right on the negative terminal. Take your positive and you're going to put it right on the negative cable. And as you see, we get that reading of 37.3, 37.4. It varies a little bit, but that's fine. What that reading is basically telling us what is pulling power from the battery while the vehicle is turned off, while the truck is turned off, while the key's out of the ignition. So if your ECMs aren't going to sleep, that could be pulling power. If you got a dome light on and it's not turned off, that could be pulling from it. And the crazy thing is, if you're in milliamps and you were to open the door and a light comes on while doing this test, you could pop the fuse in your meter. So there's a lot of things that can actually contribute to this reading, but a lot of the things have to do with your components that stay on when your engine's turned off and you got the key out. So that's how we do the parasitic test. Let's go on to the leak test, and I'll show you a little bit about that. Pretty much every battery kind of leaks, and just you want to make sure it's really low. So we'll get on to that next. Like I said, we're going to move to the leak test. You're still going to use your voltmeter. The way we're going to set up the voltmeter is we're going to turn it to volts. And we're going to hopefully, yep, see it goes to millivolts. You see that MV right there? So what that is it's a more accurate measurement. It's a more like, this is just a smaller measurement for reading your volts. So what you're going to do, alright, so you're going to take your negative test lead and you're going to stick it on your negative terminal. By doing that, you're going to take your positive and you're just going to run the seams of the battery. If you see it, like, it goes to outer limits, it shoots way up. So obviously the battery needs to be clean. One of the ways you can do that is you can use baking soda water and like a wire brush or whatnot, scrub it down, put it around it. And what the baking soda does, it actually has alkali in it, and it counteracts the acid. And what it does, it pretty much suppresses the acid coming through. And by doing that, you'll get less leaks out of your battery, which this one needs to be cleaned. As you can see, it goes absolutely off the charts. So, yeah, that's pretty much how we do the leak test.